Good afternoon, y'all. I'm Marlene Bush, and this is Stitching by the Lake. I'm smiling because I got halfway through this video and just couldn't do it. It was horrible. It was just a nightmare. I did things wrong. I put the wrong things in the wrong place. Couldn't do it. So I cut it off, and I'm starting over because y'all know I don't know how to insert anything or add anything to these videos. They come to you unedited. So here we go. I'll talk about some personal stuff later, but what I'm going to do right now is talk about some what I'm see, it's just not working for me. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'm going to my son's to spend the night, and then on Wednesday I'm going to Tulsa to the Silver Needle retreat. I'm meeting my sister and some friends there, and we are so excited. We've had phone calls and visits, and we just can't wait. So last video I showed you a couple of little lights that I have that are good for travel, and I was gonna just kind of make that a series, and then I decided, well, why do that when you're packing and getting ready to go? Why don't you just show them what you're taking with you? So that's what I'm going to do today. Now I'm going to show you two different things. I'm going to show you the bag I'm taking to the retreat, and I'm going to show you a bag I'm taking to the hotel. My back and my hip are still bothering me a lot. I'm not going to carry anything anywhere that I don't have to. So I'm going to take two different bags and not carry them back and forth. So this will be my retreat bag. This is the first thing I'm going to show you. This is the hoop that I use, and it is a lap hoop. And what I mean by that is it's not going to sit in my lap. I'm actually going to sit on it. This goes between my legs. This screws in right here, and then this hook goes there. It works great for me. This also comes with a clamp that you can attach it to the table. I didn't bring the clamp in here, but I am going to find it. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to find it and put it in here in case it ends up being better to put it on the table, and I won't know that until I get there and see what kind of tables they have. One of the things that we have to be concerned about at this retreat is there are no outlets. So I'm going to have to take my own battery power for my lamp. Now, last time I showed you two lights, but neither of those are the ones I'm going to take to the retreat. So I'm going to show you the one that's going to the retreat. And this is how I carry it. Just in a little project bag. It folds down. It has, excuse me, it has this base that the light fits down into, which is very, very heavy. I don't have any problems with that tipping over usually, but if it does in the slightest seem a little bit like it might do that, then I just put something on top of it, like a bottle of water, something like that. It also has this clamp that I can barely open, and it will fit into this as well, and that will clamp to most tables at retreats. Not all, but most. This is the third one of these lights that I have had. Folds up like this, and this is the part that fits down in that base. The reason I've had three, this comes from Amazon, y'all. The reason I've had three is because I've broken the first two. I'm pretty hard on it, I guess. I jerk this top up and down and move it around. So the day I got this one, I wrapped Gorilla Tape around right here and right here, which is where I tend to break them. This is a very bright light, and it has a magnifier. The other lights don't have magnifiers. With this magnifier and my readers, I don't have any problem with really any fabric whatsoever. Okay, so this is going in next. And my battery source is this halo bolt. This is about $100 or so on Amazon. Halo bolt. You charge it, it comes with a cord, and you charge it by plugging it into the wall, and it will last, 6 hours or maybe more with just that light on it. It also comes with jumper cables, and they say it will jump your car. I've never tried that, so I don't know. But I can plug my light right into this, and it will last me through the day. And I will take it back to the hotel at night and recharge it. Okay, so this is going in my bag right there. Along with the other things I've shown you already. Now, what's next? Let's look at, I'm taking this project with me. This is Coming to My Garden by Blackbird Designs. I'm not going to take it out of this. Y'all have seen it before. It's been stitched many, many times. That's my project. I'm only taking one to the retreat center. Everything is here. I've been working on this for a couple of days, and I'll show you how far I've gotten, which is not very. This is the bottom. I have the outer part of the border done, and I've worked on the bottom of this and done the outlines on the flowers so that I can just fill in. The inside of each of these is a color, and I can just fill in, and these have flowers on them, so that won't I think I can do those if I stitch any at all, which is, you know, not a given. I visit as much as I stitch. Actually, at this particular retreat, I do normally stitch more than I do at any other retreat. All right, that's my project bag. I'm also going to stick in this little bag that I just love, Starlight Stitching Company. It opens up, and I can put my orts on there, and at the end of the day I'll pick them all off of here and put them in this little zipper compartment. This snaps together. There are lots of other uses for this, but that's what I'm going to use it for. And I'm going to take a placemat. This is just a regular placemat from Walmart that I'm going to fold up and put in my bag. And I put that in front of me to put my stuff on. Otherwise, if I don't try to corral myself, otherwise I'm going to have stuff all over everywhere. Now, I haven't put these two bases in yet, so let me do that. I can't really remember what I showed on the first time I did this video and what I've done this time. This little bag, this is a so much to love bag. I hope I'm not repeating myself. I wear contacts. I cannot stitch with contacts. I can read with them, but it's not the most comfortable thing. But I just can't stitch with contacts unless I use Mag Eyes, which is this little thingy right here. And this also comes from Amazon. I get the ones that have the 5 and the 7 lens. There is one that's not as strong as this. And with this on, I can leave my contacts on and stitch for a while. And I like to do that because my contacts are comfortable. Glasses are not so comfortable for me. This tightens up right here to keep this from going up and down. So the mag eyes are going in. And I also have this little bag, So Much to Love bag, and in this I have 4 readers. Now, when I take my contacts out, I typically wear a 4.5 reader. But that depends. I read books with a 4.5, and I do most of my stitching with a 4.5. I can read on cans at the grocery store. I can read the fine print. But if I'm stitching a dark fabric, or if the light is very dark, if I'm not getting enough peripheral light, I have to go up on the number of the lens. So in this I have a 4.5, a 5.0, a 5.5, and a 6.0. And I know that's a lot, but I have had to use the 6.0 when I was stitching on a black fabric that was at a higher count. I don't know what I'll stitch with there because I think the light's going to be really good and I'm going to have my light, so I think it'll be okay, but I don't know that it will be okay. So I'm going to take that, and that's going in over here in my little side pocket. Now, when I'm sitting at my stitching chair, I have this box that sits beside me. I sit in a big chair and a half, and I have one of those little tables that clamps onto the arm, and I think it came from Not Forgotten Farm, but I'm not sure of that. Could have been Stacy Nash, but I think it was Not Forgotten Farm. This holds everything that I use while I'm stitching. This is my Orc container, and it's a box that came with a Blackbird design pattern, and I stitched the pattern and did something else with it. So I put magnets on each side, and I have needles, 2 different kinds of needles, regular tapestry needles and ballpoint needles. I have down here that you can't see, I have a couple of needle minders. I have a snag nabbit back here. I have to have a screwdriver for my hook. It's on a magnet right there. This will hold my chart on my hook. I have a pair of readers and a little thing to clean my glasses. This is my favorite pair of scissors. I have a pen, a ballpoint pen, and a pair of tweezers, and wait a minute and I'll think of that. A seam gauge, a seam ripper. I have this card from Lottie Dye that shows you exactly how to do a pin stitch. And I have a needle book that I stitched, and I have this globe that I bought at the Silver Needle last year that I love. I can sit it down on a print like a pattern. Let me see if I can show you. And if it's laying over here on the table, for instance, because I move my patterns around, you can see how much bigger it makes the print. I like it. I have scissors up in the top of this box. So this is too big for me to carry with me. It's heavy, and I don't want to do that. But I used that to see what I needed to take. And I found this jewelry box. It's little. It's not dressed up like a lot of them are. I've seen some that are just so pretty. But I'll show you what I have in it. I have a pair of scissors. I also bought this at the Silver Needle last year or the year before. And it's to pull threads through with. It's a needle threader. And like if you are like me and you're playing chicken with a thread, you can use this little hook to put under the threads and pull that last tiny little bit of thread through. I have a corner gauge that came from the Shepherd's Needle, my very favorite shop. I have a Snag Nabbit right here. I have my needles on this. I have a little pin cushion that a friend made for me with some pins in it, and a little folded up eyeglass cleaner right there. I have this little tin, which has in it some needle threaders and some little clips for my fabric. I have some needle minders on this little piece right here, which I guess wasn't for earrings. And that looks empty, but it's not empty because look on the back. My seam ripper and my screwdriver that I need for my hook have hooked onto the magnets on the back there. Anyway, that's going to go with me this time. And this is a first for this one. I'll see how it works out. I'm hoping, of course, that that's going to make it. All right, that's my whole bag right there. That's everything. And it's not lightweight, y'all. It's not, but it's also, I can carry it. It will go over my shoulder, and I can carry that in. And I won't be carrying it around back and forth. So it'll work just fine. Now, what am I going to do when I go to the hotel and want to stitch at night? I have another one of those little bags, and I'm going to take this light, which I showed you last time. This is a daylight, and it unfolds. I'm not going to unfold it again because I did show it to you in my last video. That's going in there. This is the small bolt. It's not as big as the one that I showed you over there. It charges. It's another halo bolt. It charges by plugging into the wall like that. It will last about 4 hours. It comes with a cigarette charger for the car. Do cars even have cigarette lighters anymore? Anyway, that's going to go. I have another one of those hoops. Here it is all put together. And I will take this apart and put it in my bag. And then this is the project that I'm going to be working on in the room. Now this one is a 28 count. So I don't feel like I'm going to need all of those readers. I will have a 4.5 with me because I always keep one in my purse. This is the pattern. It's called Needful Things, and it is by Not Forgotten Farm. This was gifted to me from a friend. I have started on it, and I have hesitated on it, excuse me, because I'm not crazy about the colors of the houses. However, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it and see. These are all DMCs. Those are the colors. And they look good here together, don't they? The project is, this is what I've done so far. I started on the houses. And you can see they're kind of odd colors. That orange just kind of threw me off. Maybe I won't keep that. I don't know. I'll see when the whole thing is together whether or not I think that will work for me. Let me put this back in and I'll show you the rest of what I've got in here. In this bag. Well, it's not all in there yet, but it's there to be put in the bag. That's the best way to put it. I have another little, what are these called? I don't know what this is called, but it's got the batting on there for me to put my orts on. And then I have this sweet little tin that a friend gave me. It says, "To quilt is human, to finish is divine." And in it, I put some magnets, and it holds some needles, a pair of scissors, and a screwdriver for my hook. And that's all that I'm going to take to the hotel. I don't plan to be in the hotel room a lot, so I won't be stitching in there a lot. So that ought to be just fine. Now, I brought a couple of other things to show you. We all travel differently and have different needs when we're stitching. Makes us very unique. So I thought I would show you a couple of things that I have that I sometimes take, and it depends on the retreat that I'm going to. I have this that's called Handy Caddy, and it came from Amazon. Handy Caddy. It opens up like this. It has pockets on the sides, both sides, and then a lot of space in here. So there are all kinds of things you could put in here. You could put your stuff that I have in my little jewelry box. You could put a needle book, a pen, a seam ripper, you know, all those things can go here. It holds a ton, in other words. And I have taken this. My friend Shauna usually carries this. But this, I'm not taking it for this retreat. Some people like to prop their patterns. I put mine on my fabric or on that hook with a little clamp. But this is a knitter's, it's called a knitter's easel, I think. Knitter's Pride. Also Amazon. This has a magnet behind it, and you can put your pattern on here and hold it on with a magnet. And it will just sit, you know, right in front of you, actually. Especially if you don't need a light. But I also have this one that would hold your pattern that just folds out like that. Pattern goes right here and sits in this lip. And then it just folds back up for you to repack it. Like that. Those are just a couple of things I thought you might enjoy seeing. Excuse me. I'll put this down so I can get it out of my way. All right. That's, I'm almost ready to go when I have all that stuff put together like that. I don't need to add anything else. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to show you some whips. I'm going to show you one finish. Nothing FFO'd. But I'm so excited about this one. So excited about this one. These patterns were loaned to me by a friend. Just because Buzz. Yeah, I think that's right. There are 4 of these patterns, and they came from Madame Chantilly, and they are Christmas ornaments. And I know she's ready to get her patterns back. I've been working on these forever, and y'all have seen them multiple times. They are stitched on a 28 count Jobelin light blue, and then when I ran out of that, I stitched the rest of them on 28 count Picture This Plus 28 count Ariel. And I know you've seen some of them before, but I'm going to show them all to you again. Let me see if I can get this up here. All right, I'm going to do it like this. This is number 1. These are numbered 1 through 25 like an advent calendar. Number 2. Number 3, cute little reindeer. Love this mushroom. Number 4. Number 5 is a gingerbread man. Let me get that thread off of there. Number 6 is a couple of little houses. 7 is a bird with a package. Yeah, I wondered why it was sideways. Number 8, a little Christmas tree. 9 is a little girl. 10 is a polar bear. 11 is a bunny rabbit. He's got a thread on him too. 12 is a mitten. 13 is a poinsettia. 14 is a carriage, little buggy. 15, I guess this is a little boy. 16 is another little girl, an ice skater. 17 is another little bird with a package in a bird nest. 18 is an shoe skate. 19 is Rudolph. 20 is a little bear. 21 is a sheep with a star. 22 is a rocking horse. 23 is a sled with packages on it. 24 is Santa Claus. And 25 is baby Jesus in the manger. Aren't those cute? Now, it might take me a little while to get them made into ornaments, but that's okay. It's a little while till Christmas. I have a whole bin over here of things that need to be finished that I'm not showing y'all. And I'm going to leave these patterns out because I want to get those in the mail to my friend. Okay, this is, I haven't worked on this one in a while, and I started it on Christmas Day 2 years ago. I bought this pattern at Colorado Cross Stitcher. It is Modern Folk Embroidery, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and it's an Advent calendar. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I'm not going to stitch this bottom part. I'm not going to stitch the calendar part. I'm just going to stitch this top seam. And what I've done so far is just stunning. I probably shouldn't say that, but it is. I'm stitching it on a 32 count charcoal Lugana. And I started at the top. And there are threads here and there, but we can live with that. And this is where I am. Aren't those beautiful? I probably should put something behind that so it won't shine through. There. Now, isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Jacob does such beautiful things. Okay. And I've also worked on, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Michael's Prayer or Mitchell's Prayer from Silver Creek? I'm doing this on a 32 count navy bean. This is the pattern. So sweet. I love navy bean. But I think, yeah, it's a lakeside. I probably never will get any again. I found this piece at Stitchville when I went to StitchCon a couple of years ago. And this is all I've gotten done on this one. Again, I need something to put behind that, don't I? Let's do this. Here we go. There. Not a huge start, but a start nonetheless. I'll be coming back to this one pretty quickly. It's very tempting to take that one with me. Get thee behind me, Satan. I'm determined not to take more than one. Because really, we'll get new things from the designers, and then I'm going to the shop. This is Liberty House, and man, I love Liberty House. It's by Brenda Gervais, and I'm stitching it on 32 count London Fog. You've seen it stitched up, I'm sure. I just love it. I don't know why I love this one so much, but I do. And why have I not finished it? I don't know. And this is where I am on this one. Sorry, things are wrinkled, but you know, there's only so much time in the day, people. And apparently, I don't do the ironing very often because I've got ironing hanging on that door and you can't see it. A couple of my husband's shirts, one of mine. Okay, that's all my whips. Now, let's see, do I have anything else to show you? That back. Well, I just might have something really fun. Really fun. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not very organized. Okay, the first thing, I love, love, love this. This is the 10th anniversary for the Shepherd's Needle, my favorite shop in the whole world. And she had Kathy Haberman make a pattern for her to celebrate her 10 years. And she made some kits. I don't know that there are any kits left, but I'm pretty sure there are still patterns left. And this is what the pattern looks like. Is this not the sweetest? It says, tend the flock, gather your cares, be in the moment, honor your heirs. I love this. I have not started it because I wanted to show it to y'all first. So let me show you what else besides the pattern is in the kit. These are the threads. They're Weeks Dye Works. Oh, man. Look at that. They came on one of these little rings that won't come apart, not easily, and with this little card so you'll know what project they go to. Because if you're like me, I've got two rings of threads hanging on a lamp beside my chair right now because I left them out of the bag and I don't know what they go to. There's some fabric. I'm not sure what this is for, but isn't that pretty? The fabric is oh, that fabric's for the pin cushion. It came with a 26 bow and needle, which is right up here. And does it say what this fabric is? I don't think so. It's going to be on here. 32 count dirty Belfast. Then, that's not all. Some really pretty pins from Lady Dot Creates. Look at this. Marking pins. And this corner gauge, which is handcrafted. Every one of them is an original. This is the corner gauge with the measurements on it, and this is what's on the back of mine. Look at that. Handcrafted, y'all. How do they do that? It must be a laser. That's what came in the kit. So now I can start on it. I know you probably are going to want one, and if you didn't get the kit already, at least get the pattern, because it's Kathy Haberman does such nice stuff. Well, I can't get that back in there right now. I'm going to just lay it right there. Also, I went to Kirkland's this last week. I wanted some sachets like you put in drawers. And they had all their summer candles on sale. And I think this one was $5.25. Spring Grass Peony Cedar. Smells good. But here's the thing, y'all. This is perfect to put a pattern on. It's got a little wooden top. You could leave the wooden top plain, or you could cover the top as well. Don't you think that's a good idea? I kind of wish I'd gotten another one. Anyway, and this I found at Hobby Lobby for 50% off, so it was $5. I don't know what I'll put on there, but something. And then I found a couple of old books at the flea market that were great colors for patriotic design. That's what I bought this month. And that's it. I had a giveaway last time. Some of you emailed me. Some of you did not. Those of you who did, your patterns have been mailed. Those of you who did not, please go back. If you commented last time for one of the patterns, please go back and check my last video, wherever the giveaway part is, and I called out the names then. You can still email me and let me know that you won, because I'm not going to do another one until the next video. Okay, side note, personal stuff. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. We are blessed today. The temperature is not horrible. The sun is shining. The humidity is down a little bit. It's very nice outside. You would not want to be out in the sun working, but it's a very nice day for summer. Our neighborhood I live on a square. Not a circle, a square. And it's one way in and one way out. A small neighborhood, old established houses, not big houses, little small ranch style houses. And last week, on the 3rd, we had a storm come through that just hit our neighborhood. Every once in a while, that happens. It will come down the lake, and that's what happened this time. It was pouring down rain. The winds were high, straight line winds. We have a couple of trees down in our backyard. 3 or 4 big, huge branches. The tree service people are going to have to come and get rid of all of that for me. But nothing was hit here. We do have about a dozen trees down in the neighborhood. Some hit patios and decks and children's swings and things like that. The worst of it is my next door neighbor. Excuse me. I have a young family next to me. Husband and wife and 4 children. The husband and the oldest child was not at home. They were both at work, but they have 3 smalls children and 1 guest who was spending the night. They were all there. It's a 2-story house, and so luckily they were all downstairs. And a tree, huge tree, fell right on the center of their house. I mean, really dead center, across that beam that runs front to back, which is a blessing because nobody was hurt. Now, it scared them to death. It terrified them. The children, they were wet. You know, rain was pouring in, and they came over here, and the children stayed with me for a while the mom and the dad who came on home, tried to deal with what was going on over there and what to do, calling the insurance company and the stuff like that. On the morning of July the 4th, a tree service came, and it's amazing at the intricacy of their work. This house has a separate standalone garage shop that's in front of it. When you live on the lake, your back of your house is actually the front, what most people consider the front yard. And the part facing the street is your backyard. So they have this garage shop out there, and the tree was between that shop and the house. So when it fell, it didn't hurt the garage. They brought in a big, huge crane, and a guy rode up there and got out and got on the tree and wrapped belts around it and would chainsaw off a section of it above him, and the crane would lift it up and over the garage and deposit it on the other side close to the street, and then the guy would chainsaw more, and they did that all day long. The man that owns the tree service told me that tree weighed more than 12,700 pounds. Hard to imagine, isn't it? So what a blessing that no one was hurt. The house is destroyed, but the people are okay, and the dog. They're in a bed and breakfast right now, or a VRBO or something. I don't really know. And the insurance company is looking for a place for them to live because the adjuster hasn't been here yet, but probably they're going to have to bulldoze it. I don't see any way for them to salvage anything because it caved in the middle like this. Big holes in the roof, the water's poured in. So they're probably going to be out of their house for a year or more anyway. So that's happened in our neighborhood. That was not a fun time over the 4th, not for anyone really. The guy next door to them had 3 huge trees go down in his yard, but he luckily has a huge yard, and they went down to the left of his house. He had just taken out, the month before, he had the tree people in and taken out 2 trees, and he hadn't quite gotten rid of all of those because he was cutting them up himself. But they were down enough so that the trees that came down in the storm didn't hit them and knock them into the house. So, anyway, all of that happened, and that's about it. Tomorrow I leave for my son's house, and I shall be back Sunday. I'm probably leaving Tulsa on Saturday, but I'll go back to my son's and spend the night if I do that. So, other than that, all is well. I hope that all is well with you. This is already 45 minutes, good grief. I don't normally talk that long. Anyhow, I hope that you all have a good rest of the week, that you get some stitching done, that you have good days and good nights, and lots of moments of joy. See you soon. Bye-bye.